Hello everybody, my name is Austin Randolph, and today we are talking about the People's Champ. Once again, my name is Austin Randolph. I do guitar stuff on the internet, and I'm trying to build up my YouTube. So quick housekeeping stuff to get out of the way. If you like what I do, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would mean a lot to me. That is like, the more time I spend doing this, the bigger of a deal that actually is. And it's a really good way for you to show that you appreciate what I have to say, and you're looking forward to the future. And if you're more active on the, we'll say the shorter attention span social media apps, feel free to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. Same username is here. And last thing on the housekeeping list, I am working with the lovely people at Sweetwater now, the like 100% best online retailer of instruments and just guitar gear in general in the USA. So, I'm really not going to touch on this specific guitar too much today, but this is a heavily, emphasis on heavily, modified Squier Classic Vibe 50s Telecaster. If you just want to click something to a guitar that's embodying all the things I'm talking about, I will link the Squier Classic 50, oh good God, Squier Classic Vibe 50s Telecaster down in the description. That link will take you to the guitar, a place where you can buy it, and I get something nice for sending people there, so you know. But this is not sponsored or anything like that. Nobody provided me with this. In fact, I've had this specific guitar for a really, really long time. So I guess into the meat and potatoes, right? I made a video, I think I titled it something inflammatory on purpose, but I made a video about why, and I really do believe it, that a Fender Stratocaster is not a good first guitar to buy somebody, like your kid that wants to get into it or whatever. I've never gotten more hate from a video. Oh my God, it was so bad. And I'm still standing by my ground that I made some valid points, but I mean, it was a couple months ago, I think. I could have done a better job with the video. But this is kind of, sort of, at least in my noggin, a follow-up to that. So if that's not a good first guitar, what is like just average? My kid, he's 13, wants to start playing guitar, wants it to be electric, doesn't want to play acoustic. What do I buy him? You buy him a Telecaster. And I'll try to keep it concise as to like the best reasons why. You know, this guitar really is like the AK-47 of electric guitars. What I mean by that is, you know, the AK-47 is kind of renowned as it's really user-friendly. It is super simple to maintain, and it, most importantly, will never break. These are like as indestructible as electric guitars get. Point number one, I did not talk about it at all in the Stratocaster video because it's fine on the Strat. Tuning stability. You know, if you've been doing this for a while, you don't really think about tuning stability a lot unless you come across a guitar where it is notably bad. But if you're brand new, and let's say you don't understand what note a string is supposed to be, and you don't really know how to use a tuner, and you don't really, you know, again, put yourself in the mind of a 12-year-old. I swear to God, you could put one of these, as long as it's in like a room that doesn't fluctuate like 15 degrees, these don't go out of tune. The reason being, if you look at the back, and I'm trying to lower my voice because I'm actually using a microphone this time. I'm listening to your people's feedback. If you look at the back, it's a string-through body. What does that mean? Well, that means all this, it's called an ashtray bridge. It doesn't move at all, and the strings secured to this end of the guitar don't move at all. Your tuners are all on the same side, and you have a string tree, which all that does is lower the height to the face of your headstock for your highest two strings. Makes them a little more stable for tuning, but one of the biggest perks people don't talk about for a Telecaster, 100% tuning stability. This thing, It's not set it and forget it, because guitars are temperamental, but it's as close as you're going to get. Reason number 2 why I think Tele over Strat is superior for a first guitar: you have 2 pickups instead of 3 on the Strat, meaning you have a 3-way selector switch, volume, tone knob. That's it. So remember the AK-47 analogy. This is simple. This is as simple as it gets, unless you want to go to like a Super 50 spec Squier. It just has a bridge pickup, but if you're brand new, you're going to want to try out more tones than just a bridge on a Tele. You have 2 pickups, you can combine them, and you can play each individually. Like I said, volume, tone, you have 2 knobs. It takes years to find all the fun little tones you can do with just that. I'm not going to say it's unnecessary to add other options, because I am a big Stratocaster fanboy, and I'm a big fan of the positions that like blend the pickups. But for your first time around, you'll want it to be simple. This is the only one where I might get some shit for. On your traditional Telecaster, you have single coil pickups, like what you see here. I'm not going to go into it right now, the difference between single coil and humbucking pickups. Do a Google, there's plenty of videos about it, but they're very, very different pickups. Yes, I'm advocating for your first guitar to not have a humbucker. Here's why. You know, when I was a youth, I made a discovery, and that discovery was a thing called the Boss Metal Zone. And boy, it's amazing. When I stomped on the Boss Metal Zone, it made everything I played sound better. Every solo I was trying to do sounded great, and I could throw in some pitch harmonics that I had no idea how to do. It made everything easier to play, as long as it was just like buried under gain and distortion. And I guess just the greater point is, this is a simpler instrument than the Stratocaster. There are far less moving parts. I think that's what I tried to get at in the video about the Stratocaster, is that mostly with the tremolo system, where, your strings mount to the body of your guitar. That's all designed to be floating and move and be like so you can use the tremolo arm. The less moving parts, the better. Again, back to the AK-47 metaphor. It's so hard to screw one of these things up. Like, it really is. As far as, like, work over time to maintain the guitar, if you can figure out, or if you can pay a luthier to take an Allen key and tighten this every once in a while, congratulations. You've figured out how to maintain your Telecaster, and you can change the strings. They really are that simple of instruments. I mean, like, in the beginning, I think I started with, like, a cheeky little comment about how it's, like, the people's guitar. Well, it's kind of known as the people's guitar. Just like how, like, an F-150... Well, I always have to throw a car analogy in there, right? Like how an F-150 is more of a people's guitar than, like, I don't know, a Cadillac Escalade or something that's significantly more complicated. They're similar, like, if you're looking at this in a Stratocaster... Similar, single coil pickup, same scale length, where it's 25.5 instead of Gibson's is a little shorter. Again, that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down. We're trying to keep it simple today. This is the F-150. That's the Escalade. More features, and that's great. But if you're just looking for your first guitar, you want something to learn, it's a platform to learn on. This will get you everything you need and more. Like I said, in a couple years, when you figure out what kind of playing you want to be doing, then you can go crazy. If you're like a crazy, like, I want to be supreme metal guy and play knocked loose covers and stuff, you're not going to like this in a few years. But the point is, it forces you to learn the fundamentals that you need to play anything. It's not going to break while it does it. It's going to stay in tune while it does it. And I don't know if there's a better guitar to start out on. Oh my god. So this is where I look at the camera and I ask what you guys think. Am I completely off my rocker with with my personal submission for the best first guitar. Because, oh my god, dude, not to bring it up again, but I got torched in the comment section of that Stratocaster video. But, the counter of that, you know, I don't necessarily think a Strat is a great first guitar. However, I think its older brother, because this did come around first, so I think its older brother, the Telecaster, is overall probably the best pick for a first guitar. And just to reiterate, this is not an ad for this guitar, but if you do want to pick one of these up, again, I have extensively, pay no heed to how it looks. This is all me and, you know, some choices I made while I was in a punk rock band a long time ago. But if you would like to pick up a Squier Classic Vibe, I'm going to link it in the description. And until next time, guys, that's all I got. Take care, everybody.